In this video, we will demonstrate a dual task cost test from beginning to end, review the data, and then look at the recommended training programs. This should take less than 5 minutes in real time. Before we begin, sign in an active client. In the Test tab, select the Dual Task Cost folder, where you'll see 3 more subfolders. In the lower extremity folder, you'll notice different versions of the sit-to-stand test. In the Gait folder, you'll see different versions of the Timed Up and Go test. And in the Balance folder, you'll have access to the 4-stage balance test. The variations of the tests in each folder will allow you to match the appropriate test to the physical ability of the participant. Once we've chosen our test, we'll see level 1 through 3 subfolders, which refers to the cognitive difficulty. Level 1 is easier, while level 2 and 3 get more challenging. Assess your client and decide which level to choose. You'll see a how to play video which demonstrates the cognitive difficulty within the selected level of each test. In this example, we will run the sit-to-stand 30-second level 3 test. The first activity will be the physical-only task. The second activity will be the cognitive-only task. And the third activity will be the dual task. In the physical-only task, the player stands up to strike the center target, then sits back down again. The player repeats this movement sequence until the timer ends to count the total number of complete repetitions. In the cognitive-only task, the player will remain in a seated position while striking the correct target, which in level 3 is seek each letter of the alphabet, while skipping one letter after each strike. The data gathered will include score, accuracy, reaction time, and the total number of strikes. Finally, we do both tasks together to compare both the physical-only results and the cognitive-only results independently to the dual task results to determine the dual task cost, which is the loss of performance when doing both together. As soon as the test is complete, you will have the option to generate a report. There are a few options to consider before generating your report. For example, you can add your notes about the test results and what occurred during the test. You can turn on or off the Show Protocol Description switch. When this feature is turned on, it will include the written test procedure on the report. You can also turn on or off the Include Score switch. When this is turned on, it will include the score gathered from each test. Select the blue Export button. At the top of the page here, we'll see the client information, which includes their name, age, gender, the date, and the time this test began. The first bolded data set is for the physical-only task. The participant achieved 12 sit-to-stand repetitions. The second data set is for the cognitive-only task. The participant scored 55 points, reached an accuracy of 85%, averaged a reaction time of 2.88 seconds, and scored 13 total strike repetitions. The final data set is for the dual task activity. This participant scored 40 points, reached an accuracy of 89%, averaged a reaction time of 4.05 seconds, and achieved 9 sit-to-stand repetitions. The percentages near the bottom of the report will compare the results from the dual task to the physical-only task and the cognitive-only task. The first percentage shows a negative 25% from the physical-only task to the dual task. In other words, there was a cost of 25% when performing the dual task activity. Then we see the percentages comparing the cognitive-only task to the dual task. Here we can see a positive 5% improvement in accuracy, a negative 41% decline in reaction time, a negative 31% decline in total strike repetitions, and a negative 21% decline in score. A larger percentage of decline indicates a higher dual task cost result, while a smaller percentage of decline indicates a low dual task cost result. If there is no dual task cost, then the test was not challenging enough, and we recommend you retest at a higher level. Over time, we want to demonstrate that the level of the pre-designed programs we decide to utilize are helping to lower the dual task cost. Your conclusion notes will appear at the bottom of the page shown here. The second page of the report will recommend two separate pre-designed programs, which are intended to improve the results of the dual task cost test on the retest. Because the sit-to-stand test is focused on lower extremity strength, the first recommended program points you to the strength folder. The image shown on the report demonstrates the selection process within the Brain Health Fitness for Older Adults programming. Additionally, the primary cognitive focus of this test was attention. Therefore, the second recommended program points us toward the attention folder. Now select the Play tab and locate the pre-designed program section. Select the Brain Health Fitness for Older Adults folder. Then select Independent. First, we will run our strength program, so choose Physical, then select Strength. The programs allows a choice between a level 1, 2, or 3 program. In this folder, level 1 indicates the program will have less time and less targets in play, while level 2 and 3 progressively add more time and more targets. For example, in the level 3 programs, all 9 targets will be in play, while level 1 only has the middle 3 targets in play. In the same session, we may want to run the second recommended program to improve their cognitive performance. Select the same Brain Health Fitness for Older Adults folder, then select Independent. This time we will select the cognitive folder and choose out attention-specific programming. After 2 to 4 weeks of utilizing these programs, you will be ready to retest against the baseline scores from the dual task cost report. The new report generated after the retest will provide the improvements made from the baseline test. We recommend you retest your client every 2 to 4 weeks to help them see how they are progressing and to help the trainer to ensure the client is sufficiently challenged without being overwhelmed. Ideally, you will be looking for a positive improvement on each of these charts and a lowering of the dual task cost results. This will help your client to be more engaged with their training program and possibly attend their sessions with a higher level of motivation as they recognize their efforts are paying off. After the retest is complete, you will have the option to generate a report. Select the most recent attempt first, which will be at the bottom of this list. Then select the blue Done button. The remaining attempts will be highlighted for you. Select the blue Next button to continue. There are 2 new options to consider before generating your progress report. For example, you can turn on or off the Include Growth Analysis switch. When this feature is turned on, it will include a page on the report showing the percentages of improvement or decline for each activity and the dual task cost. You can also turn on or off the Include Session Analysis switch. When this is turned on, it will include a page on the report showing the graphs with plotted data points from each session in a subsequent order starting from the first attempt and ending with the last attempt. Select the blue Export button. The first page of the report will show the basic client information and the data collected from the most recent attempt at this test. We covered this page in detail earlier in the video, so we will skip over the details for now. The second page of the report shows the growth analysis, where you'll see the percentages of either improvement in green or decline in red when comparing your baseline test to each succeeding attempt performed on this program. For example, we see there was a 0% improvement or decline in the physical only task. That means there was no increase or decrease in the number of sit-to-stand repetitions from session 1 to session 2. Under the cognitive only task, we had a positive 18% improvement in accuracy, a negative 8% decline in reaction time, a negative 15% decline in strike repetitions, and a 0% improvement or decline in score. Under the dual task activity, there was a positive 1% improvement in accuracy, an 8% improvement in the reaction time, an 11% improvement in sit-to-stand repetitions, and a 12% increase in score. This last group of percentages demonstrates whether the pre-designed programs we decided to utilize are helping to lower the dual task cost. The dual task cost showed a 33% increase in their number of sit-to-stand repetitions, a 312% increase in accuracy, a 52% improvement in reaction time, a 70% improvement in strike repetitions, and a 33% increase in score. A batch of green percentages means an improvement was made and the dual task cost is lower in the second attempt compared to the first attempt. A batch of red percentages would have meant there was a decline and the dual task cost would be higher. The third page of the report will show a graphed version of the same data we received in the growth analysis page. The graph will indicate whether or not an improvement or decline was made for the physical-only task, the cognitive-only task, the dual task, and the dual task cost results. The final page of the report will recommend the same two pre-designed programs we reviewed in detail earlier in the video. As a reminder, these programs are intended to improve the results of the dual task cost test on the retest.